How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. And today we're going to be talking about iPhones, specifically the iPhone 12. For those of you who don't know, the iPhone 12 is now the cheapest iPhone that Apple sells new, replacing the previous budget iPhone holder, the iPhone 11. Well, if you don't count the iPhone SE, that is. So today I want to talk about why I think the iPhone 12 could quite possibly be the best iPhone for you to buy at the end of 2022, going into 2023. I'm still ill. If you can't tell, I got the British cold, so my voice might be a little gone in this video. Hopefully it'll be better soon, but I really wanted to make a video, so sorry. First of all, we have the value for money. As I said, the iPhone 12 is now the cheapest new non-SE iPhone that Apple is selling, meaning that not only can you get it at a super cheap price, but you're also eligible for things like Apple Care, Apple Warranty, and a lengthy support cycle as standard. In my opinion, this is awesome. Apple have some of the best longevity in the game, and having access to all those other options, which if you've seen the state of my MacBook, you'd know I should probably use that. And if you are buying new instead of looking at the used market, then really this should be a no-brainer. I've personally used the iPhone 12 for a total of well over 6 months, including for a good amount this year as well, and the experience currently feels, well, like a new iPhone. For $629, this is seriously awesome in my opinion, and is one of the main reasons why, in my opinion, you should consider picking one of these up for 2023. Next up, features. The iPhone 12 features an Apple A14 Bionic processor, 4GB of RAM, variable storage options starting at 64 gigs, and an incredible 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with a resolution of 2532 by 1170, and all that together means that going into 2023, this thing still packs a serious punch. The screen size is incredibly crowd-pleasing, being the new standard screen size on iPhones. Although me personally, if you know me, you know I still prefer that 5.8-inch screen that we saw going from the iPhone 10 to the iPhone 11 Pro. I don't know, I just really liked that screen size. But in general, people do prefer the larger screen, so nice. This thing also does feature a battery size of 2,850 milliamp hours, and during my time with this phone, while on heavier days, to be honest, I would occasionally have to plug it in during the evening. During normal day-to-day use, the battery life on this iPhone was excellent. Again, if you are buying a new iPhone, especially one like this, that battery will be new, so while it might not seem like the biggest battery size, especially compared to some of the higher end offerings from Apple, I haven't personally really had any issues with it, and it's actually been pretty good, which is nice, as again, it lends to that overall longevity of your iPhone. Yeah, overall, this thing has loads of cool features, and for 2023, I think these are gonna hold up. You also do get that new squared off design, constructed of 7000 series aluminium and glass, so a little bit fragile, but very premium feeling, and it does come with that ceramic shield technology to help keep your phone safe from cracks. But I will say I have successfully accidentally broken an iPhone 12 before. That was not fun, and again, Apple Care, I should use it. Probably not a bad shout if you're like me. All the buttons also do feel nice and clicky. They're all well laid out. You've got stereo speakers, which get decently loud and are fine for some casual listening. And in terms of the physical build of this phone, it feels excellent. Honestly, this thing almost looks new. It's certainly really been given away by that camera design, and it certainly still feels like much more of a modern iPhone than what I'm currently daily driving, which just so happens to be this iPhone XR. I don't know. I like this phone, love the color. I don't know, I'm just using it at the moment. And yeah, while the XR is an excellent phone, something like the iPhone 12 does just feel so much newer, in massive part due to that new design. Of course, you do also get things like haptic touch, which again is standard nowadays, and all these features still stack up really well against modern iPhones, which again is nice, as longevity is such an important part of the modern smartphone experience. And going into 2023, I think the build is going to stack up nicely. Another thing that all those features are going to benefit: performance. The iPhone 12 doesn't struggle in the slightest when it comes to playing 4K video. As I said before, the screen is excellent, even including HDR options, and there still have been no problems when it comes to 4K videos, no skipping, and you're only really limited by your connection, which, by the way, is 5G. So yeah, again, another nice piece of longevity, especially if you don't have 5G at the moment, like me. The fact that there is expandability in the future is awesome. In terms of gaming, while I personally mostly stick to the Apple Arcade for my gaming needs, my favorite game being, what, the Golf? Super fun game, by the way. The iPhone 12 still handles gaming pretty damn well. I haven't really had any issues with lag, and so if you are a big mobile gamer, unlike me, the iPhone 12 will let you get some gaming in with a really nice screen for a decent price, which overall is nice. Now, going back to that longevity thing we were talking about, in terms of how this phone actually functions in terms of iOS, the iPhone 12 does support the newest version of iOS, and quite frankly, the OS performance is flawless. Now, this is kind of to be expected. I mean, Apple products are notorious for working well in this regard. As I said, currently driving this iPhone XR, I haven't had any problems on this, let alone the iPhone 12. So I think that should kind of speak for itself. Any performance in general will be excellent for the last few days of 2022 and should hold up really well in 2023. Following on, another excellent thing about the iPhone 12, in my opinion, is the camera. The iPhone 12 features that wide, ultra-wide camera system that has become standard on iPhones in the last couple of years, featuring a 12 megapixel f1.8 main wide-angle camera and a 12 megapixel f2.4 ultra-wide camera. You do, of course, also get a front-facing true-depth camera with, again, a resolution of 12 megapixels and an aperture of f2.2. In terms of actual performance, though, when taking photos on the iPhone 12, I had a blast. If you are a keen mobile photographer and you aren't too put off by the lack of a telephoto lens, then the iPhone 12 certainly won't disappoint you. Colors look nice and vibrant with good skin tones, dynamic range is good, there is excellent levels of sharpness, and overall photo performance on the iPhone 12 is fantastic. You do, of course, also get that portrait mode for some of that fake full frame look, and again, I have found this to work very well. Of course, it also features night mode, the iPhone 12 actually being the first iPhone to feature night mode on all angles instead of just the main wide angle. And while it does look a little bit mushy on the ultra wide especially, it is a nice novelty on the ultra wide, pretty usable on the front facing camera, and flat out excellent on the main focal length. Night photography is just one of my favorite things personally, and the fact that I can get shots like this on a phone is a genuine testimony to how far phones have come. Like, this thing takes better night photos than this camera. Fun fact, in terms of low light photos, this camera just absolutely falls apart. I mean, low light video looks good though, it is a video camera, so can't exactly complain too much. But yeah, the fact that these night mode photos are coming out of a phone blows me away. The iPhone 12 also does video 4K and 60 FPS on all angles. Again, dynamic range looks good here, the stabilization is excellent, and you even have some 240 FPS, 1080p, nice fun slow motion. While it doesn't look great, especially compared to 4K, it is certainly very fun. And yeah, overall, in my opinion, the camera on the iPhone 12 certainly holds up, especially when we consider the price. Okay, so after all the things we talked about so far, I think the main thing that sells me on this phone is still the price to performance. This is Apple's new budget flagship. So yeah, basically, as I said before, the cheapest phone that Apple sell other than the budget iPhone SE line. And in my opinion, if you just want a new daily driver to get the job done and you don't want to spend like a ton of money, then the iPhone 12 is certainly a really good option. It'll serve you well for the rest of 2022 and 23, and yeah, is a great value iPhone. Now, something I will say to that though is you don't necessarily need to buy a brand new iPhone. I personally love getting a really great deal on a used iPhone. Personally, if it were me and I had to choose between a used iPhone 11 Pro that I had like thoroughly checked over, made sure the battery health was good and there was nothing wrong with it and I could send it back if there was, I'm taking that iPhone 11 Pro every time. Or honestly, maybe even a used iPhone 12 Pro on eBay. Like, they're literally the same price, if not cheaper than this. So if you are interested in getting yourself a new iPhone, but you're not opposed to buying used, so you're willing to give up things like AppleCare for that bit of extra performance and the better camera, then honestly, it might be worth taking a look at that. If, however, you're not a massive nerd like I am, and you just want a brand new phone that's gonna serve you well, you get excellent support for, and is still a really killer phone, then in my opinion, the iPhone 12 is the new and improved iPhone 11, and it's better in almost every way. If you are especially just a general phone user, then the iPhone 12 will certainly serve you well for the new year. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know, by the way, what do you think of the iPhone 12? Do you like it? Do you prefer something else? Are you watching this video on one? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I always enjoy reading those. As for now though, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.